Alright, we are live with the Formula Micro Series. We're going to start qualifying now. Let me get the stream up. We so far have 5 cars, but as I've said quite a few times, you don't need a big field to make a big race. In fact, last time we ran at Phoenix with the Formula Micros, it was a 4-car field, so we actually have one more than we did last time. So I'm pretty happy that's current statistic. We're gonna run single car qualifying. It's gonna still be 3-lap qualifying. So we usually run 5. We're gonna shorten it a little bit so it doesn't take too long. But normally with a field this size, it would be just one group, and if we did one group, it'd get over with, and we'd have a bunch of waiting time. So that being said, it'll be 1 car going out for 3 laps. We're gonna change all laps and -1. We're going to move to race VC. Alright, so everyone is here. So we're going to be doing single car qualifying. Because there's not really a lot of cars. So we want to give a chance for anyone that joins late. A small opportunity to join. It should take about the same amount of time as normal qualifying would. It's going to be 3 laps. So actually shorter than we usually do with group quali, but we're going to hope to try it to extend it to where the amount of time for qualifying is like the normal time. And 3 laps is honestly adequate, especially given your out lap period. So that being said, it's going to be 1 car out at a time. So the first one out is going to be best vibes. So best vibes, you're going to watch the lights. Okay, you're just going to go. Green flag's out anyways. That worked for me. I was going to call it anyways. So best vibes out on the track in the 45. And I messed up with the nose, so I'm going to fix that one before the race starts, so don't worry about that. I didn't realize the nose was messed up, so I'll change that. I got the 45 and the 02, but it's really just the 45. His first lap is now starting. He's going to cross that line 3 more times. So here he goes down the apron. Again, as I've said, the trend we've been seeing throughout the week at Phoenix is that the lighter cars tend to benefit from being down there in the bottom 1 and 2. The heavier cars tend to be out there in the top, which does make sense, especially these cars have very high downforce, so bottom's been the way to run it for the most part, but we'll see what Twin does. His first lap was a 21.334. We're almost, actually I'd like to see how this track, I'm pretty sure the micros are just as fast as the ROX Mods. That was a very solid first lap. Now the white flag in the air. Alright, checkers are up. And he'll go faster, 21.326, make your way into the pit lane. We're going to watch him. Mitch is going to be the next car out. And green flag for Mitch, as he makes his way on the track with the other 45 machine. I am going to fix that car real quickly. I didn't realize I had that, but it'll be easy to change. I'll just update the car. So an out lap for Mitch. We'll watch him in just a second. I just gotta get a car ready. I didn't realize I screwed up your numbers on the nose. Alright, anyways, the first lap started for Mitch. He's going to go down low as well. Okay. Now through turn number 3 and 4. Crossing the front stretch, his first lap. It's going to go second on the board. Only about 25 or 24 thousandths off, but he's got a green sector 1 now. We might have a bad exit. That looks like a bit of a rough exit. He's got one more shot after this to go faster. White flag in the air. There's one more lap. First sector is looking okay. Second sector is green. Mitch making his way down the backstretch. The checkers are out. And he'll go top of the board with a 21.289. Not a bad way to finish off his run. Next up is Steve Waters. He finally finished a race earlier today with the Fox bodies. Green flag's out for Steve. So, glad to see that. He's finally starting to get some experience, and I've noticed a lot of improvement, actually. We did a little bit of training. Now he's going around the top, maybe trying to carry speed into his first lap. One of the very important things about these bigger tracks is that your lap before could really affect the next lap and the lap after that. Really, it's just all about carrying momentum. He's going to lose a lot of speed off of turn 4. First lap in. He's going to cross 3 more times. And he will not be going down the bottom. I'm not sure you want to go below the line if you're going to run the top. It's a bit of an unorthodox line, although we'll see if it works for him. Making its way out of the final turn. Cuts down through the dog leg. And he's going to take the top lane now on the other side. He'll cut down low on his exit. It's his second lap now down the backstretch at 3 and 4. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go. He will actually get a purple sector 3, so he does have some pace. Now he's going to go all the way to the bottom. So he's trying different lines, it seems, to see what works for him. He's not really running the most consistent strategy, trying to see just if anything could work. He's got 2 green sectors. Now the checkers will be out. And he will go faster on his last lap. Our best advice, Steve, you want to go down all the way up to the wall. Unless I'm wrong. We'll see with these next 2 cars. Mr. Monaco's the next one out. Steve pulls it in. Mr. Monaco, the green flag's out for you. So this is the out lap for Mr. Monaco. Down the back straight into 3 and 4. He wasn't sure about running this one, but it's pretty good experience leading up to the next race. The Super Indies, which is something he's expressed some interest in. We'll go down low again. Looks a little bit laggy, but lag doesn't always mean a bad lap. Might be bad in the race, but from his client side screen, it might be going pretty quick still. Crosses the start-finish line at 22.931 for his first lap. He's got 2 more to go. He'll get down low again. All the way down to the wall. Gets up back out on his exit of green sector 2. White flag in the air for Mr. Monaco. He'll go faster, 22.793. Still at the back of the field though so far. Now makes his way. Again, a bit of an unorthodox line for Mr. Monaco. He's got some lag issues. I don't think I've seen that before. But that being said, the checkers are going to be out here. Alright, that's it for Mr. Monaco. So something with lag going on is probably just going to be a survival race for him. Could improve, maybe. We'll see. Mr. Monaco's going to make his way down into the pit lane. We watched the leader, potentially, of, he was the leader of the Fox bodies. Let's see what he does here. Green flag's out for twin turbo V6. It looked like he was having lag spikes. So, it's been an ongoing robots issue. Twin also looking to struggle a little bit with lag himself. Interesting. Alright, first lap in for Twin Turbo V6. Let's see what he does. He's got a green sector 1, but he's having a lot of lag. Wonder if his entire screen is freezing up. He looks really good on Sector 2, so I don't think that lag has been an issue for him. 1 lap to go, or 2 laps to go for Twin. He'll be top of the board, 21.149. So the lag not an issue for Twin. At least lap time wise, we'll see what happens in the race itself. It's a very abnormal situation. I've not really encountered something like this, but he'll go faster, 21.049. 1 lap to go. And Twin is on the limits. This is the last time around 3 and 4. Can he go faster? It's a pretty good line, but it's not going to do it. Alright, checkers are out. Pulled in. That'll do it for qualifying. So, folks, if you guys can line up double file on the pit lane exit. Let me insert a car real quickly, clearing. I'm going to clear out Mitch's bad car, put in the new one. That has the right numbers. Or not Mitch's best vibes. Sorry, you two are very similar. So Twin's going to be pole, to be up there in the left side of the front row. Row 2 is going to be best vibes to the inside. Mitch is lined up fine. To the outside would be Steve Waters, and then it'll be Mr. Monaco. We're going to clear out the rest of the cars, and then we'll get to it. So, if you could space out a little bit there, best vibes, just so there's a little bit less lag on the startup. Reminder that the top 3 finishers will get paid post-season, and then whoever wins the race will get a nice little golden cactus trophy. I don't think I gave that to Twin yet, but for the ASC Fox Body race, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Again, this is going to be a 30-lap race. We'll have 5 piece laps to work with. These are significantly faster than the Fox Bodies, so it should take about the same time. Yes, every single race we do, unless I say otherwise. Like the showcase races are just showcase races, but yeah. So you got paid for the ASC. Yeah, 25 Robux. Okay, so that's cleared out. There's a couple cars in the pit lane I'm going to clear out too. Air's just not here. Kind of surprising, but also not. It's our punishment for running out a bit of an unorthodox time. It's not a bad field, though. Again, still a bigger field than we had previously, but we're waiting on Steve Waters. Can the rest of you guys hop out of your cars real quickly? We'll do an AFK check. We just need Steve Waters to head up to the field. So. We're just going to use that light for now. The one on the start-finish line. I think that should be fine. We'll leave the rest of them black. Yes, let me DM Steve Waters, tell him that he's got to get going. So, yeah, the normal payouts for all Class 1 and Class 2 races, as long as it's not a special event, it's 25 Robux for third, 50 for second, 75 to win. However, in the ROX Mods and GTIs, it's 100 to win, 75 for second and 50 for third. The Super Indies, you bump it up even more. It's like 125 to win, and so forth. So, that's a reason to race those classes, especially the Super Indies. There's not really a lot of racing there. So if you want a good shot to make a lot of money, you just got to survive the race. Just join the SLC group. It's in my profile. I usually pay people after the season. Sometimes it could take a while. The longest so far was me taking a while to pay out Nature Channel. It took me till August of this year, so it will take a little while. Usually, it shouldn't take that long. I'll try to make sure it doesn't take that long. He just didn't join the group when I did the initial payouts, and I ran out of money. So, still waiting on Steve Waters. I'm gonna give him till 12:20. If he's not back by then, we're just gonna start without him. And if he falls 4 laps down after the green, then his day is done. So, Steve is yet to get back up to the field there. The rest of the drivers just dancing, but let's go into our position so far. So Twin is set at 21.049, which is, again, only a few tenths off of what we saw in the ROX Mods yesterday. So the Formula Micros are a very fast class, to say the least. They're more so downforce oriented than the ROX Mods. The ROX Mods are more power oriented. Super Dudes are kind of both, so we'll see how that runs. I feel like it might be... I don't think so. It depends on the track. Alright. Everyone hop out of their cars. Alright. Now everyone hop in your cars. Alright, we're going to do a 10-second countdown. If you need to go AFK, then jump now or before then. Alright, go in the car if he goes. Pace speed is 70 miles an hour. These are a faster car, and they need a higher pace speed than the FOTS bodies. The FOTS bodies benefited from a slower pace speed. Please don't redline pace. You could be up in higher RPMs, but that's okay. It's more so just don't be hitting the rev limiter at pace. If you're on the outside road, you're going to have to go fast in the corners. My best piece of advice is just to be about half a car length ahead of the car to your side. Let's not tire warm. That's why you don't tire warm, Steve. So just lock in here, please. That'd be greatly appreciated. So let's read your grid. Again, some car issues. Mr. Monaco in the 57. He'll be starting from the back of the field in 5th place. Up in 4th place, we got Steve Waters so far. I believe this is first time qualifying ahead of somebody else. So that's a good start. Again, we've been seeing a lot of improvement out of the 20 Rowdy machine. One of the 245 cars that is driven by that's driven by Best Vibes. He got a podium in the FOTS body race, I believe. First car starting on the podium, now up in the front row. Mitch in the 45 Pepsi machine. As the guy starting on the outside, the front row, Twin Triple V6 going to start inside in pole position in the 32 Maple Leaf machine. Now, I believe because of this race, mathematically, I think as long as Twin finishes, he's pretty much got the championship locked up. We'll proofread it afterwards. Twin's just been knocking him down. So, he's been doing a pretty good job. Yeah, I mean, the micros tend to be faster on short tracks. It's a light car. Power doesn't matter as much on a small track. Plus, these things can run the bottom, whereas the ROX Mods can't. I think that's where the downforce comes in. I don't think they actually make more downforce than the ROX Mods, but downforce per weight is significantly better. That's really what matters in the end. So, we are 2 laps out from going green. This is, again, going to be a 30-lap race. Half the distance of a ROX Mod race, or 1/4 the distance of a Super Indy race. Usually we run them at about a third the distance. However, this time around, on these bigger tracks, it's better just to run them like half a ROX Mod distance. That sounds off. Huh. Well, anyways, next lap we'll be going green in the next lap. If we mess this one up, then we're going to go single file. We want this to be a double file start, at least so there's some competition. So Steve, if you could move up, that'd be nice. So 1 lap to go. We'll be going green on the restart zone. We need outside row up. Pepsi car and the Rowdy car. Rowdy car, move up. Rowdy car, move up. Steve Waters, come on. Get up there to the rear bumper. Please don't pass a car even until you cross the start-finish line. You're okay to pass cars on your side. Outside row, move up. Come on, guys. We're about to start. Green flag. Clean start. And Mitch gets it off first. So Mitch gets the lead to start of the race. And actually, a bit of a rough start for Twin. He's gotten passed by Steve Waters. He's going to go all the way out to the outside. So Twin falling back to third suddenly, but we'll be seeing him make his way through the field. Mitch leads off the first lap of this short 30-lap feature. So if you guys spin or something, you could let us know. You guys start the car or say C/spin and chat, something like that, in case I miss it. So a lot of different angles here, but I might miss a spin. So far we're good. Now here's Twin down the inside for the lead. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna stick for now, but it is. Mitch just behind, and that's about what we expected. Twin is just an unstoppable force. However, Mitch is holding up. He's gaining some speed. Mitch looks down to the inside, but Twin Turbo V6 is holding up very well. An unstoppable driver. Now, I don't think I forgot to reset the board, but that's okay. Twin's basically already set that time, so we know he's gonna get a quick time. Mitch doing a good job holding up the battle for the third between Steve Waters and Best Vibes, actually. So Steve in a battle for a podium. This might be his first shot at one. How about back in the front, though? Still Twin leading, so we're going to watch the one going on for third. And Steve takes the outside again. It doesn't work really for anyone. And we're going to see the effect of that as Mr. Monaco gets a good lunge. However, Steve Waters will stay ahead for the time being, but he lost a lot of that by just going out in front. These cars don't have the speed to take advantage of the outside line. You just want to get down low there in the corners. Unfortunately, Steve thinks otherwise. He'll go all the way up there to the wall off of 2. The opportunity's gone. We'll watch what's going on at the front. So, Twin leading us off for another lap. Mitch behind. I think we've about single file now, so most of the action, I believe, stabilized. But again, these cars serve as a pretty good function for practicing the Super Indies. The Super Indies might be running both lanes, judging by how cars have been running so far. They have a lot of power, but they're also very light. So they might be able to take advantage of both the systems. We'll see. Twin has a big task on his hands, but I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain if he wins this race, he's got the championship locked in. Now, next race we go, it's a little bit divided. The next micro race will be going to Wallerfield, whereas the rest of SLCORA goes off to race at Franklin. So the SLC side will be racing Wallerfield, but over in Trinidad. That's a little road course. Now a third of the way through the race. And hopefully we can get Franklin County going. If not, we'll be racing Plymouth. So I'll just have to set both those things up. Hopefully Franklin will get finished. If not, it's not the end of the world. But Twins doing off a pretty good job. Again, he won the ASC feature. He was a little bit short out of it in the ROX Mods. Lost to Guillermo FS2. However, Twins' recent performances in the ROX Mod has been a little bit of a struggle. Doesn't really matter though. Again, as far as points go, he's basically locked into the championship. Not entirely, but if he basically shows up to another race, Twins got it. The gap is like, I think, 80 to 100 points, and pretty much the only way that he can win is if he shows up at the, or the only way he can lose is like if he doesn't show up to anything except for the finale from this point, which, knowing Twin, I think he just wants to wrap it up, get secure, and probably have the rest of the season off. Which, honestly, that's a vibe. Well, we're closing into the halfway point. Again, the field is a little bit spread out at this point. We're just running our laps through. Last time we were out here, I could actually remember a time Shuffle and I were battling pretty hard for the lead, so that is something that is absent today. I was trying to convince Shuffle to join, but unfortunately he's a little bit preoccupied. Can't blame him. It's an unorthodox time. He said he couldn't race tomorrow anyway, so it didn't really matter. And Eris isn't here either, so two of our more active Formula Micro drivers aren't here. One thing to note, the second place finisher of the ASC Fox Bikes is having some sort of issue today. He was looking pretty quick in practice, but for some weird reason, his car is just not having it. But that allows the beneficial result here, potentially for Steve Waters, because he's still plenty ahead. Twin Turbo V6 now is over halfway done with, actually at this time, 13 laps to go. A 32 Maple Leaf car. This is very much so a bit of a practice session for the upcoming Super Indy race, which will be 120 laps here. Boy, could I wait! I cannot wait to do that one. I may either host it or I may race it. Depends on how many people we got. If we got at least 8 racers, I'm just gonna focus on hosting it. If we don't, then I'll probably race. It's not the end of the world. It looks like something happened to Steve. He's lost his 4th place spot. He didn't stop his car, so we don't think he spun. He probably got loose and gave up that position to Mr. Monaco. So, unfortunately for him, looks like he will not be finishing ahead of someone else today. This time by, we'll be seeing 10 laps to go for Twin, but he's going down the backstretch into the final turn. So we're in the last third of the race here. As Twin crosses the start-finish line, that is official 10 to go. Unless there's a spin, that might put us into an overtime period if it's late enough. Otherwise, it'll be a sprint. I think there's still enough time if there's a caution at this point of the race that there'll probably be at least 5 laps to race with, most likely more. Although Steve has fallen a lap down, so he's going to have to work with that. Twin is pretty much just off in its own chain of domination. Okay, not a lot of action. We're just watching the cars running around. This might be the one that, however, determines if Twin has really genuinely solidified the championship, because it was looking really, really full of issues for Shuffle, a little bit of inactivity and some bad results. Whereas Twin's been very active here, and the only time he hasn't showed up was pretty much the races we weren't running, or couldn't run, conveniently, because he wasn't there. Or didn't want to race. So 7 laps to go here. Time is counting down for Twin. But Twin's held up to a pretty good performance, and honestly, I think it's no better way to win a championship than by winning it, even if your opponent's not there. Now we're going to see 5 laps to go once Twin crosses this time by. Alright, Twin, 5 laps to go. Making his way through the start-finish line. And it looked like a little bit of lag there, but it's cleared itself out. So we're now making our way down to 4 to go. Nothing really close to report. The closest really gap-wise is between Mitch and his friend. Both of them are off to get a pretty solid podium here. Pretty much handed to them on a silver platter. Right, Twin out of turn number 4. We'll be seeing 3 laps to go. So pretty much at this point, all that he's got to do is just turn these laps, make sure everything goes smoothly, and he'll get it. And again, I think, as I've said earlier, quite too many times, pretty sure this is the one that determines the championship. So as long as he finishes it, he's got the championship. So 2 laps to go for Twin. I would like to be corrected, but to be so far ahead, I think, at this point anyways, where it probably wouldn't matter that much. Alright, Twin, the white flag in the air. This is the final lap. This is how the race is going to end. Held together a pretty solid race. Only a little bit of a challenge by Mitch. And he's, Twin's going to slow it down. Did slow down, I think, a little bit through the corner. He's just going to try to make his way through. And Twin will win at Phoenix in the Formula Micro feature, this time at the Copper World Classic. So, great job. Mitch is going to take the 2nd place. His friend is going to take over 3rd place, so it's a double podium for both of them. Mr. Monaco will be finishing in 4th, so there is that to take home with him. He still has his dignity. Decent race. Twin, if we could have you in victory lane, that'd be grandly appreciated. Alright. Twin will also take home the quick time, and he gets a sub 21 lap time. That's not bad at all. So, if you guys want interviews, stick around. I don't know if Twin really wants one, but I'm almost positive that the championship is locked in. If not, it's basically locked in. So, no interview for Twin, but good job, Twin. We'll see if that's true. We'll make an announcement later on. You can enjoy 2 of these fabulous golden cactus trophies to take home with you. Alright, Twin. We got the victory lane photo. Let me just make sure I get another one, though. No interview? Just want to make sure. Okay. Alright, so a double podium for our for the 245s in the field. We got, I believe it was Mitch, but we're going to verify real quickly to make sure between the 2 cars. I think it was Mitch that got it, though. But just going to make sure. Yeah, it's Mitch that got the 2nd place spot, so. Alright. If you guys want to do a voice interview, you can, but if you guys prefer chat, a solid podium finish for Mitch, a bit of a makeup for the Fox Body race. Now we got the Super Indies coming up after this one, too, so a little bit of experience. Yeah, I know. So, what was going on in today's race? He also led a couple laps at the start. Let's transcribe him. Man, feels good. It feels good. Podium for me again. We got a good start. And just kind of ran from there. Good job to Bess for 3rd place. 245s getting a 2nd and 3rd place finish result. That's a pretty solid way to run through the day. Thank you there, Mitch. Alright, next podium up, we have Best Vibes. So, what was going on in today's race for you? Solid, had a bad start. Hope I can do better next race. Good job to Mitch. Well, we got your Super Indy, so we're going to prepare that one. I don't know if Mitch ever made one, but yeah. I'll just make one based off of your micro. Real quickly. Alright. Thank you there, Best Vibes. Let's talk now to Mr. Monaco. So it looks like today you had a lot of car issues, but despite the odds, you still managed to pass a car by the end of it. Still short of the podium, so not the result I think you were wanting to go for. But what was going on today?
I have no idea personally. No speed from the car in qualifying. Even in sixth gear, I don't know what happened. It was weird. And then in the race, I just couldn't get the groove. I was still 0.2 behind on the fastest lap times of the podium. So yeah, that was pretty awful.
Well, we got another race coming up after this, which is the Super Indies. Do you think you'll be able to make it by then? Or make it to that one?
I don't think I will. I
Okay.
just don't really like these formulas on the oval. Just doesn't feel right for me.
Okay. That's fair enough. A tough race for you, but we got a couple more. We also got the Stock I4s, which you know is probably the one you care the most about this weekend. So, we'll see you there. All right.
Yep.
All right. Thank you there. We're gonna talk now to Steve Waters. Again, another one of these experience gaining races. Did manage to stay ahead of Mr. Monaco for a good little bit there, but something happened. It was off screen from what I saw. Let me mute you. So what happened there?
Well, I was gaining enough speed, but really, yeah, I thought, at least so I thought, but then that spin kind of, off screen kind of ruined in the fact that I could have had a good finish, and let alone also started going back at the second I seen. Yeah, I I I thought I was gonna have a good one, but started, yeah. I have no words other than yeah. It it was a tough one on at first, but you know, at least I'll correct that next time. But yeah,
All right. Well, we got the Super Indies up next. I know you've been taking over Jason's ride for the weekend. So, I know there's that to look up to. It's your first Super Indy Oval race. There's really not a lot of them around, and there's only one more after this one. So, just trying to get experience where you can. I'm gonna assume, right?
yeah, I'll see if I can get a whole lot of experience out of this. At least at this point, I'm gonna learn. There's gonna be tough races first, but once I get used to it, it'll go through and stick in with me. Um, as I'm filling in for Jason for like the rest of the season, and then next season I'll probably fully have the car to my own. But yeah,
All right. Well, we'll make sure when that comes around, you get the car that you want. We're just trying this one out for the rest of the season, as there's only about a few weeks left, and might be a couple big changes into next year. So, thank you there, Steve. Is there anything else you want to say before we close up?
yeah, thank you to the sponsors out here for help for yeah
All
for helping Jason and me. Jason, I thank Jason for what he's been doing for this league, and I'll take over the number for the rest of the season. So on.
All right. That's what we'd like to hear. So thank you there, Steve. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Yep.
Thank you guys for watching. Again, we got 2 more races today. The Super Indies are going to be at 2 p.m. in about an hour and 18 minutes. So this race actually took about the same amount of time that the Fox Bodies did. Actually, probably shorter. Because we were caution-free, whereas I believe the Fox Bodies had 2. So that just shows what cautions can do to a race. We're also going to be doing the midgets later today at 7 p.m. USPST. The Super G is going to be doing 120 laps. The midgets will close off the weekend except for tomorrow's race. But the midgets are going to be the last Phoenix race, 25 laps at 7 p.m. So see you guys at those 2 races. Again, Super Indy practices in 17 minutes from this current point. And the next race again. Next week, we're going to be divided into 2 races. The Formula Micros will be doing Wallerfield, which is a road course. It is limited to 2 classes because it's not really a big enough track really for the rest of the classes. I mean, really not a size of track, more so a facilities, a track thing. It's not really a big pit lane there. It's just kind of like a paddocks area, which isn't exactly fit for GTI or the rest of the classes. So it'll just be a mid-car and Formula Micro race. Whereas the rest of us will either be at Plymouth, in SLCORA, or Franklin, depending on how done Franklin is. If Franklin's done, we're going to race that. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in a bit.